Hello, my name is Oris. I've been doing many backpack only runs and uploading them to my channel without commentary. I decided to upload a video where I give some context as to how and why I do my runs the way I do them. Here I have just dropped down onto Bright Sands, map 1, with only a backpack and some key cards. The first thing I do after a fresh spawn is look to see how many other players have spawned in and how far away are they. This can help me avoid early PvP. Next I look at my map to see where both my evac points are located, and I work out a rough path I'm going to take to get to those evac points, keeping in mind the loot I want to find. In this case I'm going to run a comm, jungle camp, and then evac to the north of jungle. It's currently raining and a fair number of players spawn in at the same time. This means the storm most likely just ended, so most of the places we visit will probably have a lot of loot, as there are very few players on planet during a storm. From this chest we'll take the gas grenade and medkit, as those have utility for us. From the ammo box we'll only take the shotgun ammo, but we will leave the special ammo, as the probability of us finding a golden gun which uses the special ammo is practically zero. The ticks can be taken care of in two ways. Firstly, you can kill them with a charged melee shot, or secondly, you can have them just explode by themselves. Have them run up to you, start their detonation animation, and then simply take 2 steps back and they'll explode. You can also just run straight past them, and they will pause while doing the detonation animation and explode. This is relatively silent, as it can only be heard in the immediate vicinity, and doesn't carry nearly as far as your standard gunshots do. So we have a few ticks coming up ahead, and the way I kill them is just simply run past them. This will force their detonation animation to stop playing, and that way I can kill them without having to use a gun, or without having to melee them. Afterwards I'll have to run back and look at the explosion zones for any toxic glands. Toxic glands are seen as a common material, but they still sell for quite a bit of cash and faction points. Because of the melee in this area and the jumping around, my stamina drops below half. My character starts breathing fairly loudly. I don't like it when my stamina goes below half, because that breathing sound is very loud and can be heard from quite far away. Whenever your stamina drops below half, stop sprinting so that your stamina can recover. If you're standing completely still, your stamina recovers faster, and the more stamina you have, the faster your stamina recovers. So try and keep your stamina above halfway at all times. Here we have some old currency. Old currency goes directly into the safe pockets. It doesn't weigh anything, it doesn't take up any space. Putting it in the safe pockets ensures that we take something back in case we die. The great thing about old currency is it sells 1-to-1 for K-marks, so it's guaranteed cash for a run. These blue barrels are called hidden stashes, and they're hidden in some obscure places across the map. It's a good idea to incorporate looking for them into your run, as any loot has a chance of spawning inside of them, from epic armor to weapons and attachments, as well as just random loot. If you're having a hard time finding them, I'll leave a link in the description to 2 interactive maps that can help you memorize their locations. I also want to look behind this log to see if a blue runner egg has spawned in. Blue runner eggs are found at the end of these black tracks that you can track. The tracks tend to glow bright blue and give off a particle effect the closer the storm gets. Their spawns are not random, but are preset, and they rotate from drop to drop. So once you've found an egg, be sure to memorize the location and check it next time you drop down, as another one might have spawned in. The interactive map in the description also shows the location of these possible spawns, in case you want to reference it for your next drop. Over here I noticed that there's no mobs spawning in. There's usually a big Jeff or marauder that spawns in that location. This made me very nervous and I didn't want to go through the door in case somebody heard my loud footsteps. So I opt to jump onto the roof and look through the window. Here I see that everything has already been looted inside the server room and has despawned. If loot has despawned, it means that somebody looted the area but have since left, giving the items a chance to despawn. I hop back down and I also noticed that they forgot to loot the safe. Safes usually have a lot of old currency in them, as well as some jewelry. Jewelry sells for quite a few K-marks, as well as a fair bit of faction points. It's usually a good idea to take as much as you can with you. The best piece of advice I can give to anybody planning on playing this cycle is play the game with headphones on and turn the volume way up. Paying attention to the sounds is the best way to stay alive. You can hear when somebody is crouching, when somebody is ADSing, or when somebody is looting a container. This is another reason why I like closing doors, because it means that any building I'm inside of is a nice little cocoon, and the only way somebody can get inside is by making a big noise. Pay close attention to the next bit, as the only way I realize a player is close by is thanks to the faint sound of him jumping, followed by the sound of an aggroed creature running after him. Now it's time for me to make a decision. Do I stay in the building and hope he doesn't find me defenseless in there with only a knife to protect myself? Or do I run away? I'm gonna hug my knife and run. This door is gonna make a lot of noise. I really hope he's not paying attention. Looking back at the footage, this was probably a dumb move. Looting the barrel after already making noise with the door is very, very risky. And it could have easily been the end of my backpack run had he paid more attention and heard me. Binoculars are an absolutely amazing tool. I take them out here just to check if the player isn't fighting another player. If he is, that means I could possibly score a free set of armor of whoever loses the fight. And right here I use the binoculars to see if the gun crate in jungle has already been looted, since the player came from the direction of jungle. The case is still closed, so it's not looted, which means the possibility for me to score a gun. And I get lucky. A maelstrom. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking standing here. Perhaps I was thinking maybe I should go and loot the other building at Combase, or maybe I should go and see what the player is up to. He called an evac, so I figured it's not worth the risk, and started running towards jungle camp. I ran close by the ticks for two reasons. One, I don't want them to follow me, so I want them to explode. And two, I want them to damage the Jeff behind me. I once again pause the video over here, because I want you to hear what I heard. There's gunshots coming up from up ahead, as well as the sound of aggroed creatures. There's a player already in jungle camp. I have to get ready for a fight. Over here I notice I'm in luck. There are no creatures waiting outside the main building of jungle camp, and the gun crate on the roof is still closed and shut. That means the players have not looted the main building yet. Opening the door and jumping around probably alerted whoever is here that I am here. I see they haven't looted the main building yet. Take some cash from the safe and let's see if we can find them. The mobs all seem to be aggroed on that little building in the corner. They're probably hiding there or in the balcony on the backside. Let's see if we can go fish them out. I see they already looted armory. I want to see what I have available to get rid of them. I think a cheeky gas grenade in the building might help get them out. At first I thought the clicking sound I hear from that building is a mob trying to get in. But the more I think of it as I'm looting over here, I realize it might be the guy trying to get away from me by either standing on the tarp above the balcony, or not properly standing on the bed inside the building. So I have enough time to loot here, and maybe get supplies to increase the odds against him. Just a quick side note before we enter battle. Always try and take as many attachments as you can from your backpack and place it onto one of your equipped weapons. It saves some space and gives you a bit more weight for loot. And there I see him, peeking out of the roof of the building. Let's hit him with another gas grenade. Oh, a little too far. Much better. He hit it with the scrap blue armor and purple helmet. Whee! At this point I'm not completely certain he was a solo player, so I decide to heal, while peeking every once in a while just to make sure he doesn't have a squad mate with him. Okay, I'm fairly certain he was alone. Let's go and see what he had on him. Got to get the old currency first in case of an untimely death. I usually get very happy when I see a pile of loot like that. Here I have my armor, a better backpack, and a nice upgraded gun. I'm so happy when I see smart mesh in a backpack, but also notice how he didn't stash his old currency in his safe pocket, so he lost out on those 535k marks. The next few minutes of this video is just me looting jungle camp and making sure I have everything I want. This little bit where I toss the gas grenade down is more of a force of habit than anything necessary. Usually I try and group all the striders next to that tree with an audio grenade and then toss a gas grenade down. This typically kills them, and then afterwards I just run through and pick up all the elite strider flesh that I might need. Careful, that yellow marauder spit slows you down and does damage over time. Jumping alleviates some of the damage slightly, but as you can see I still got hurt, both going in and going out. It's better to avoid this bit than unnecessarily take damage like this for a looted room. Right here I noticed I have 2 weak stims and 4 strong stims. It's better to use 2 weak stims to heal this bit of damage than it is to use 1 strong stim, because I get 10 extra space in my inventory and heal the same amount. Remember, mobs are very bad at climbing up and down ledges, and I'm very bad at judging distance. Once again, binoculars are super useful. I use binoculars over here to see if there's any loot in the crash ship trail that I might want, and I can do this without having to aggro any beasts while running down there. I noticed the marauder spit, which means they engage the player over here, so most likely there's no loot left in crash ship, but since I don't hear any players, I decide to go and investigate nonetheless. Those 2 ditches usually have some nice loot in them, so don't forget to check them when you're at the crash ship. Somebody's already looted the crash ship, as there's supposed to be 3 chests spawning in this little room underneath the cockpit. I have a look as well. Maybe they missed some valuable loot. There should be a chest to the left outside the door, to the right outside the cockpit. I run up here to see if the gun crate is still in the marauder nest. But it looks like they cleaned this place up pretty well. The only thing they forgot is to take the hidden stash underneath the root. Once again, a friendly reminder, placing any attachment directly onto your weapon saves some space inside your backpack. Right about here, my life started flashing in front of my eyes. These are the tracks that I mentioned earlier. Follow them and they'll lead you to a blue runner egg. These glowing green plants are quite useful if you have low health and don't have any medkits or stims with you. They heal you slowly over time. All you have to go and do is stand very close to them. Gunshots to the right, most likely coming from dig site. We'll have to be careful if we evac out our jungle, as there's players close by. Here I decided it might be safer to go and loot the cave to the left as well as dig site alley, while whichever players are in dig site clear out there. That way they don't come and ambush me while I try and evac out of jungle. Quick disclaimer, entering this cave as of closed beta 2.2 will glitch out your ambient sound. You will no longer be able to hear evacs or global events such as laser drills or meteorites until your next drop. Luckily it seems whoever was shooting at dig site hasn't come through the dig site alley yet, as all of these boxes are not yet looted. I'm not shooting at the rattler yet as I don't want to make a noise and alert anybody that I'm close by. So I just wait for it to start attacking me and then simply move sideways. It will continue spitting in a straight line until its next attack. Notice how my health is slowly increasing over time. I didn't notice this until I was rewatching the footage, but the blue shield I picked up off the killed player at jungle camp is a restoration shield, which slowly heals you over time. Now watch me stupidly try and go and get healed by a healing plant even though I have full health, because I didn't notice my health increasing. Also notice how these footprints, which were black earlier, now give off blue particles. This is because the storm is approaching. Here is another one of those very handy healing plants. Remember that cave from earlier? It completely broke my evac sound, so everything is eerily quiet. If you ever want to use the jungle evac, just be aware that players can get onto the negative space, here where I'm pinging, and there. Because the evac sound is glitched, I'm having some trouble trying to figure out when the ship's about to land. Notice at the top of the screen, as the evac ship's about to take off, a purple progress bar will appear. This progress bar allows you to time getting onto the ship just perfectly, so you don't have to sit in the ship the entire time it's on the ground. This helps you time it better and avoid being camped by other players. A smoke grenade in the ship can also help cover you if you're scared of being sniped. I knew there were some players at dig site from earlier, so I just wanted to cover myself with a bit of smoke. 57,000, not bad for a drop.